Hi everyone, my name is Rangzeti GSN Srinivas. I am from Easy D section and my subject is Python. My Today I am telling about Tech Talk of Python subject. My course name of Python topic is Tech Talk topic is URL shortener using Python. URL shortener using Python. So let us start. URL shortener using Python. Hello reader. So you would have been short URLs being used in various places like social media, websites, messaging platforms, etc. Short URLs are easy to remember or type, so they are very popular. No one loves long URLs, and so the need of short and lengthy URLs often comes to us. And you would have personally used various URL shortening services online, and they all do the job well. And even Google Forms, linked, etc. Shortens the URLs for case uh, for ease of use, so it is a widely used thing on the internet. So have you ever thought or tried to make your own URL shortener? Hopeful there are many libraries and APIs available to help us do the same programmatically without the need to visit any website and use any one service. We can write a problem in Python language for our needs, then we can give long URL as the input and we would get short URLs as output. The two in very few lines of code is not it exciting. The use of various APIs does it very easy without having the to dig into complex topics. So there are various APIs available for doing this job. So let's have a look at some of the APIs. Learn and let's implement them and see how we can use them to shorten links. In that so first one is Bitly URL shortener. Bitly URL shortener is a very simple to use. You just need to make an account only Bitly. Then go to group settings and click on advanced settings. There you will find the API option. Since API is not depreciated, click on OUT option, OAUTH option. Then generate the OUTH token. Copy the token. Now install Bitly space API. To do so, click on this link and download the repository. Then unzip it and move inside the folder by doing the output. The link do a folder by doing is cd space bitly uh, uh, gap dash API Python master. Then you would be inside the folder. Then you need to use the following command: Python step setup .py space install. Now you are done with the installation work. The Bitly API is now installed on your machine. Now let's move to the real coding part, which is very easy and is a few lines. Import Bitly first. Import Bitly API. Next, second, Bitly access token is equal to colon your access token colon of access equal to Bitly API dot connection bracket open access space token is equal to Bitly space access token bracket close, and the fourth one is full link is equal to input of bracket open and close short URL is equal to access dot shorten bracket open full link close bracket close. Next, print short URL equals to colon uh, comma short URL brace colon URL colon brace close bracket close. So as you can see, it is very simple to do so. We need to import the Bitly API in our code first of all. Next we need to put in the access token we generated earlier and taken the connection with the access token in it. Now we need to ask for the link for the user. Next we would simply shorten it by calling shorten function of the access created earlier by calling connection. Then would print only the URL part of the short URL function. It also has various other info like hash, full link, and other info which we really do not require. And as we are done, so easy. It was so easy. Yes, we have done. It was so easy to use Bitly URL shortener API to shorten links easily. Next topic is Kirtly URL shortener. Kirtly URL shortener is another fantastic URL shortener we can use it. You can use. It is also pretty easy to use through requires 2 to 3 more lines of code but requires no installation, so way over it is overall simpler. First of all, move to Cutly and sign up for a new account on it. Next, click on edit profile and click on generate new API key, and this would generate a this would generate a new pair of API key for us to use. Copy those API keys so we can directly jump into code without caring to install anything through. We need one simple installation. I guess most of us already had that installed, pip install request. So if you have not installed this simple library before, do it now. Next, let us jump into the code for it. First, we have to write port request. Second, we have to write API key is equals to colon your API key colon close. Next, enter after that next step URL equals to input bracket open and close. Next, API URL equals to f colon https is to double slash cut.ly slash API dot php key is equals to bracket function API space key function close and short is equal to function open URL close colon data equals to request dot get bracket open API space URL bracket close dot JSON bracket open and close box colon URL open close the brace and bracket if data bracket colon status close the colon and status double equals to 7 is to shortened URL is equals to data bracket colon short link close bracket and colon next print shorten URL is to uh, close the colon and comma shorten URL uh, close the bracket else print uh, prints print bracket colon symbol error shortening URL is to bracket close data uh, so as you can see we start by importing request into our code next we enter our API key then we ask the user for input URL also we need to specify the API URL parameters then we send it to request to get data specify the API URL parameters then we send it to request to get data if data is valid then we take the short link part of the data which is shortened URL and we print it if invalid we return an error next is size size shortener. Size shortener is a Python module which can be used to use various URL shortener service using its access key. We do not need to install separate libraries for different providers. For example, we can use Google URL shortener, Bitly shortener, ADF, Dotly shortener, etc. These also help us to get the original URL back from the shortened URL so it serves a dual purpose. To use any of the shortening service we first need to sign up for the service and get its access token as we did in the last two ways. Then we need to install the Python module for size shortener pip install shortener. We will see our Bitly shortener for this example. We have already used Bitly but differently, so let's try the same provider in this different way so you can see how easy it um, is to use shortener module. It is incredibly easy and requires very few lines of code. Put the access token you received in the Bitly OAuth, then just input the link required to be shortened. From file shortener input shortener access token equals to your token shortener long URL equals to input bracket open close URL shortener equals to URL shortener mm, bracket open colon Bitly comma Bitly space token equals to access token bracket close print bracket open colon short URL is brace function open close colon close dot format bracket open URL shortener dot short open bracket long space URL bracket close for the three braces bracket close. Next hen so, expand short URL equals to input open bracket close open and close bracket URL expander is equal to shortener bracket colon bitly comma bitly space token equals to access space token bracket close print colon bracket open colon long URL is function open and close colon close dot format bracket URL expander dot expand short URL bracket close. Also you can see we can expand short short links very easily to just input the short URL and use expand to expand the short URL in the same way we used short to shorten it. So in the same way you can use various shortening service provider to do the same job. So I hope you learnt something new today. You would try some other URL providers like ADF.ly, Google Shorten, etc. You can also try various other complex things with this. Um, and it is the basic part of the most important one. You can use this in your exciting websites or apps to enhance productivity or just playing around with it to have some fun. Hope you all like this article. Thank you. I hope you all I hope you all like this article, liked the article, and thank you for all.